A long time ago, in a small village by the river, there lived a beautiful queen named Amara. She ruled over the kingdom of Ala, a peaceful village with green fields, tall trees, and many happy people. The villagers loved Queen Amara because she was kind and fair. But there was one thing that made her unhappy. She did not have any children. Queen Amara prayed every day to the gods to bless her with a child. She wanted a little girl to call her own, someone to play with, to love, and to teach the ways of the kingdom. But year after year, she could not have a child. This made her very sad, and the people of the village began to worry for their queen. One day, while walking by the river, Queen Amara saw something strange. A woman with long, shiny hair and a beautiful sparkling tail was sitting on a rock by the water. She was singing a soft song that made the birds stop and listen. Queen Amara was amazed. "Who are you?" the queen asked, stepping closer to the woman. "I am Nkiruka, a mermaid from the deep waters," the woman replied, her voice sweet like honey. "I have heard your sadness, Queen Amara. You want a child, do you not?" The queen nodded, her eyes filled with hope. "I can help you," Nkiruka said. "I can give you a child, a special child, but you must promise me one thing." Queen Amara's heart raced with excitement. "Anything," she said. "I promise, just give me a child." Nkiruka smiled and said, "You must never tell anyone the true nature of the child. Keep her safe, love her, and never let anyone know she is a mermaid." The queen agreed without thinking twice, and so Nkiruka waved her hand and the water sparkled. From the river emerged a baby girl, wrapped in a blanket made of seaweed. Her eyes were as blue as the ocean, and her skin shimmered like the surface of the water. The queen was overjoyed and took the child into her arms. But as soon as the queen held the baby, Nkiruka disappeared into the water, leaving only a few ripples behind. Queen Amara returned to her palace with the baby, her heart full of love. She named the baby Zuri, which meant beautiful in the language of the village. As Zuri grew, she became more and more beautiful. Her hair was long and wavy like the sea, and her laughter sounded like the songs of the wind. But something was strange about her. She loved the water more than anything. Every day, she would go to the river and play by the edge, dipping her toes into the cool water. Sometimes, she would even swim in the river, her tail hidden beneath her clothes. Queen Amara was happy, but she always felt worried. She kept Zuri's secret, just as Nkiruka had asked. No one in the village knew that Zuri was different. The queen kept her in the palace, away from the eyes of the people, and Zuri lived a peaceful life with her mother. One day, a terrible storm came to the village. The sky turned dark and strong winds blew the trees. The villagers were scared. They gathered in the town square, praying to the gods for safety. Queen Amara stayed in the palace, holding Zuri close to her. As the storm raged outside, a loud knock came at the door. The queen opened it to find a strange man standing in the rain. He wore a cloak made of animal skin, and his eyes were bright and fierce. "I am Okoro, a powerful warrior," the man said. "I have come to warn you, Queen Amara. A great danger is coming to your village. The spirits of the river are angry." Queen Amara was confused. "What do you mean, Okoro? What danger is this?" Okoro looked over his shoulder, his face serious. "I do not know, but the storm has been sent by the spirits. They are angry because of a child, your child." Queen Amara's heart skipped a beat. "What do you know about my daughter?" she asked, her voice shaking. Okoro stepped closer, his eyes narrowing. "I have seen the signs. The child you keep hidden is not just any child. She is a mermaid, and the spirits of the river demand she return to them." Queen Amara's face turned pale. "No, she is my daughter. I will never send her away." Okoro shook his head. "If you do not return her, the spirits will punish the village. The river will rise, and the storm will destroy everything." The queen was torn. She loved Zuri with all her heart, but she could not ignore the warning of the powerful Okoro. She knew she had to make a hard decision. That night, as the storm howled outside, Queen Amara went to Zuri's room. The little girl was fast asleep, her peaceful face lit by the moonlight. The queen knelt beside her, tears falling from her eyes. "My sweet Zuri," she whispered, "you must go back to the river." Zuri woke up, her eyes wide with confusion. "Back to the river? But why, Mama?" Queen Amara explained what had happened, how the spirits of the river wanted her back. Zuri listened quietly, then nodded, as if she understood. "I understand, Mama," Zuri said softly. I love you, and I will always remember you." The queen kissed her daughter's forehead and promised she would always love her. With a heavy heart, she carried Zuri to the river, where the water was still and dark. The river seemed to whisper to them, calling Zuri home. As Zuri stepped into the water, her tail appeared, shining brightly under the moonlight. The spirits of the river surrounded her, their forms glowing like stars in the night sky. "You are home, child of the river," the spirits said in a voice like the wind. "The river is your true family. You will bring peace to both the land and the sea." Zuri turned to her mother one last time. "Goodbye, Mama, I will always love you." And with that, Zuri disappeared into the river, her form becoming one with the water. The storm stopped and the village was safe once again. Queen Amara returned to her palace, her heart heavy with sorrow, but she knew that Zuri was where she truly belonged. And every night, as she looked out at the river, she could hear the soft sound of her daughter's laughter in the wind, reminding her that love would always connect them, no matter how far apart they were. Now, let's talk about the 5 lessons from the story. 1. The importance of love and sacrifice. Queen Amara shows that true love sometimes involves making difficult decisions for the happiness and well-being of others, even if it means letting go of something you deeply care for. 2. Embracing who you are. Zuri, the mermaid child, learns to accept her true nature. The story teaches that it's important to embrace who you are, no matter how different you might feel from others. Number 3. The power of promise and responsibility. Queen Amara's promise to Kiruka shows that promises come with great responsibility. The queen had to live with the consequences of her choice, reminding us that we must carefully consider our promises and their impact. 4. Respect for nature and its forces. The storm and the river spirits symbolize the power of nature and the importance of respecting it. The story teaches that when we live in harmony with nature, we can find peace, but when we disrupt it, there may be consequences. 5. The beauty of letting go. Sometimes loving someone means allowing them to follow their own path, even if it means parting ways. Queen Amara's decision to send Zuri back to the river shows the beauty of letting go, for the sake of the other's true happiness. Thank you for watching this beautiful story. Please, if you haven't subscribed to our channel, please do so by subscribing, like, comment, and share.